Can I ask you something? What if the thing that's keeping you stuck isn't out there? It's in your own mind. You know, I've been thinking about something lately, not the kind of thinking that solves anything, the kind that just goes in circles. At my age, you'd think I would have learned by now how to quiet that down a little bit. But the truth is, sometimes I still catch myself sitting, same thoughts, same old memories, things I wish I would have done differently. And I heard something the other day, and I just can't seem to let it go. Don't be afraid to share your story. It could be the key that unlocks someone else's prison. Now, I've lived long enough to know that's not just a nice little saying, that's real. Because I remember a time years ago, I was carrying something. I hadn't told anybody, not because I couldn't, but because I didn't want to. You ever do that? You tell yourself, it's better if I just keep this to myself. So that what I did, I kept it in. And life kept moving on all around me. Oh, I went to work, talked to people, smiled at all the right times. As far as the world knew, I had it all together. But inside, I was at a standstill. Couldn't move forward, backward. And one day, I don't even remember what led up to it. I found myself sitting across from a man I trusted. Oh, we were just sitting there having coffee, not saying much, not at first. And for whatever reason, I just started talking. No plan, no perfect words, just the truth. And I'll never forget what he said. You see, he didn't try to fix me. He didn't judge me. He just looked at me for a second and said, I felt that too. 4 simple words. But in that moment, I wasn't alone anymore. And that thing I carried for so long, it just didn't quite feel as heavy. Nothing in my life changed overnight, but something changed in me. It was like I finally realized that door was never locked. You see, that part nobody tells you, the hardest prison to escape from is the one we build in our own minds. They have no locks, no chains, just thoughts that convince you to stay. They tell you you're the only one. They tell you nobody will understand. And they tell you it's safer to just stay quiet. But you sit there in a cage with a door that's wide open. Not because you have to, but because you believe you have to. And I stayed there longer than I should have, a lot longer. But here's what I finally learned. That cage, it's self-imposed. And the key was never something I had to go find. Sometimes it's just one honest conversation. Sometimes it's telling your story, even when your voice shakes. Because you never know who's out there right now, sitting in the same place you were, waiting, hoping, and praying that somebody will say something, anything, that lets them know they're not alone. And it might not feel like much to you, but to them, it's everything. It could be the moment that door finally swings open. So, yeah, helping one person may not change the whole world, but it can change the whole world for that one person. So, if this meant something to you, maybe share it with someone you know who needs to hear it. And if you'd like to hear more of these conversations, you're always welcome here. So, as always, be well, be safe, and be happy. I'm Grandpa Chuck, and I do hope to see you in the next one.